You to run a success last spring, getting to the semifinals of the playoffs for the fourth time in 5 years, but it was anything but normal. What were you able to take away from last season, and how much are you looking forward to getting going this fall?
Well, it's a quick turnaround. I thought we got playing pretty good there after the Elon game and had a lot of momentum. And, we finished up a pretty good team. Really excited this fall to return a lot of players and also quite a few guys that were injured and unable to participate, last spring that were projected starters. So, to me, football is football. Everybody knew we had to be flexible last spring and be ready to adjust. I thought we did that. And we've had a really good summer here in terms of our strength and conditioning. And I think everybody's excited to get going.
All right, we'll open up for some questions for Coach and the guys. We'll start with Greg Medea.
Hey, Kurt, I'll just start with this. Having your quarterback back and his decision to come back, what's it mean for you guys? And what are you looking for from Cole in year 2 as a starter?
Well, I think that was really big. And I think, once we got rolling there, every game he built on the previous game, had a lot of success, developed a lot of confidence, led the country in passing efficiency. And, really just played the position the way you want to play the position. So, I think he's entering the fall with a lot of confidence and belief and ready to build on what he did in the spring. And he's a great decision maker, can throw the ball, can get you out of trouble, really smart guy. So, it all starts at that position. We feel really good about it.
And then just a couple about one about your transfer players. You added a couple defensive backs, Jalen Phelps, Josh Surratt. Do you feel like your depth has strengthened there? And what are you looking for from those guys you've added in the defensive backfield?
Yeah. Well, Carter from Towson has been a good player in the league for a long time at defensive end. We brought some defensive backs in to provide some competition. We didn't have very good competition last spring because of our numbers on defense and some of our injuries. We just felt like we needed more competition on that side of the ball. Competition makes everybody better. So, looking forward to getting going and seeing how they develop as well as everybody else.
Next question from TJ Eck. Go ahead, TJ.
Yeah, this question for Coach. I just want you to think back to a year ago, where we were at with everything to where you're at now. Just how different does everything feel, and how does it feel to be getting ready for a traditional, hopefully normal football season after the tumultuous year we've had?
Yeah, that seems like it was so long ago, to be honest with you, and haven't really thought much about it. But this definitely feels normal, like a lot like 19. We're getting ready to go to camp, getting ready to play a full season, hopefully make a good playoff run. And, there's excitement. There's not as much uncertainty. I think it's a lot easier to focus on the things you need to be focused on. And, I feel really good about where we are. We're at about 98, 99% vaccination on our team right now. So, we ought to have a lot of the distractions kind of set aside and be able to focus on business and getting better.
Only other question for me is for you, Coach, as well. Today, preseason poll comes out. You guys are picked as the favorite. Percy and Mike both earn major preseason honors. And it seems like it's kind of become a normal year in and year out thing at you. Just kind of how much, or how are the guys approaching this season, knowing what you did in the spring and knowing that you have a lot of guys back and there are high expectations?
Yeah, well, I think that's who we are year in, year out. That's what we do. We win, we win championships. I think guys come here expecting that. There's a high standard and expectation level and a great culture here. Guys really like to compete. So I think everybody in the organization is accustomed to these expectations and committed to taking it a step further.
Next question from Wayne Epps. Go ahead, Wayne.
Hi, good morning. You mentioned where you are, with your vaccination rate within the team. Commissioner D'Antonio mentioned, they're kind of finalizing some of the policies for conference wide. Where are you guys at, sort of just at JMU, as far as your program policies, maybe things for vaccinated players versus unvaccinated players, and just how you will handle some of those things this fall compared to in the spring?
Yeah, well, there's a policy in place. Fortunately, we're almost at 100% vaccination rate right now. So, we don't have too much to worry about. It was strictly an educational process. I mean, the educated thing to do is to take the vaccination. I think our guys understood that. And, we've had great success from the get-go.
And I want to ask as well, you feel like you say you feel like it's been a productive summer. Just how maybe different was the summer work this year? Just making sure the guys' bodies were in a good position. Just a couple of months off of a season, and just how did that work maybe differ from a typical summer this summer?
Yeah. Well, last summer we didn't have the benefit of the summer, and then we went into kind of a spring ball in the fall and had some injuries, and then played a spring season without the benefit really of a full strength and conditioning off-season program, which everybody in the league did. So just to get the guys back and have a normal summer, I mean, we've seen our guys make huge strides individually and collectively. We're excited about the progress we've made and now taking it onto the field. So to me, this feels a lot more like 2019 than 2020.
Next question is David Teal. Go ahead, Dave.
This is from Mike. Mike, this is David Teal from the Times-Dispatch in Richmond. How did you find that your body recovered from game, spring season, and then as you transitioned into summer conditioning and such, and now as you prepare for training camp?
You talking about me personally?
No, that was for Mike.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
I feel like my body has completely changed. Having that whole summer and being able to get into the weight room and get out on the field and run around with the teammates, I feel like it's helped out a lot. Our conditioning is a lot better. Everybody's body fat's going down. And I just feel like coming after that season, we needed a little break, and we got our break, and now we're back rolling in the weight room.
How long of a break did you personally take, and how did you recover from that spring season? Was it difficult at all?
Oh yeah, it was definitely difficult. A lot of us had a lot of nicks and bumps and stuff. And I took personally like a week off. I would say everybody took around a week or two off, and then got right back into the weight room and tried to just get our flexibility and mobility back together. And then we're back on the strength stuff. So
did you feel like you recovered pretty quickly after that and found yourself back in that summer training regimen pretty quickly?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I definitely think that the summer is definitely one of the most important times of the year. And so we don't take it for granted. So we've been working ever since the season stopped.
Next question from Marty O'Brien for Cole.
Yeah, Cole. Marty O'Brien with the Virginian Pilot. Tell me, first of all, how much you like having this 6th year that you get.
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity. I was kind of on the fence about coming back, and it's great that a lot of these guys who only get to play part of a season get to come back for a 6th year, and I'm really blessed to be back and with his family. I love JMU, so I'm very happy to be back with us.
How unusual does it feel to be a guy who be around your teammates and be a guy who graduated back in 2019?
Yeah, I'm definitely the veteran on the team, the old guy now. So it's good to teach all these young guys what I've learned throughout the past 5-6 years, and show them the ropes, especially our young quarterbacks. Just what I've learned over the years. So I think I can provide that veteran assistance to a lot of our young guys that they don't always have.
And the last thing I wanted to ask you, you seem to get better and better numbers wise as you got the reps last year. Where do you think you improved the most as the spring went along? And what do you feel like you need to add on this fall to become the quarterback you want to be?
I think my decision-making overall went up, just making the right decision in the moment, whether that's running, whether that's passing, whether throwing away. I think I was just forcing stuff in the beginning of the year. And I think I can continue to improve on that throughout this season. I feel a lot more confident going into this season, getting those reps. So just continuing to take less sacks, take less hits, and make the right decision in the moment, whatever that is, going into the season. So we can be successful.
Thanks.
Next question is from Chris Heidel. Go ahead, Chris.
Good morning, Coach Kurt. How you doing?
Great. You?
Doing great. I have a question for you. I was down in the CA the ACC kickoff last week, and you have an older brother, Frank, who's in Boston College. What's it like having an older brother in Power 5?
Well, his younger brother.
Younger brother. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, you know, coaching family. I mean, Dad coached long times in the College Football Hall of Fame. So, you know, Frank, he played for my dad at IUP. His goal was always to coach in the pros. He coached in the pros a long time, and then decided on Boston College over Dallas because of his family being in Jersey. I was always more of a college football guy. I like college football more than pro football. So, you know, we talk once in a while. We don't talk as much football as people might think, because when us two or us three get together, start talking football, you know, there are too many egos in that room. So, you know, I'm proud of what he's done. He's a really good football coach. He's had great success in his career. They're doing a nice job at Boston College.
I want to ask you a question about this past spring. You played Sam Houston State, down in Texas in the final, the semifinal. What did you learn during the whole spring thing? It was basically a different spring football for you guys. You knew what's going on for the spring. Is that going to help you for the fall, that with a full spring schedule of games that is better instead of playing against each other on the field?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a short turnaround, so those reps weren't too long ago. And I think we got to be really smart in camp with our older guys and how many reps we give them in camp. I think one of the things we want to do, obviously, is you got to improve every single day, and you got to form those intangibles on your team and keep the edge and all that good stuff. We got to keep our team healthy in camp, keep them on the field this fall. You know, we've got an 11-game season. It's going to be very challenging. It's a really tough league. You got to be ready to play week in, week out, because every team in this league is capable. And the top half of the league, you know, there's some, you know, there's a lot of teams in this league that are capable of making the playoffs and winning the conference championship, to be quite honest with you. But then if you make your deep run in the playoffs, you're looking at, you know, 14, 15 games. So, you know, managing your team throughout the season, I think, is key. And yet you got to get them improving week in, week out, and maintain that edge.
I hope everybody's safe and healthy, and hope to see you guys soon.
Thank you.
Question from Greg Medea. Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, Kurt, just kind of curious, how do you see the offense changing, if at all, with a new offensive coordinator, and what led you to promote Mike Shanahan?
Yeah. Well, I think to the average fan, they may not have noticed the changes that were taking place after the Elon game, but there were quite significant changes that took place offensively in terms of our personnel groupings and our pass game and how we were doing things. And I think, you know, and I think in part some of that led to Cole's success as he started to stack good games on top of each other. So I think you're always looking to tweak and improve. We hired Tino Sinceri from Alabama. Obviously, they were, you know, a great offense with great players. You know, there might be a thing or two we might be able to incorporate, but we want to maintain, you know, sort of our base offense that we've carried through the years. Mike has been with me 6 years now. Has done a really good job. He's smart, very diligent. He comes in the office every day trying to get better and improve, and that's the name of the game. I mean, you're either getting better or you're getting worse. You can't ever stay the same. And that goes for the coaches too. So he's a guy that really is very industrious in the offense. He's got a good mind. He knows what we're trying to get done. He's always looking at other teams, trying to get new ideas. And I think it'll be a nice working situation, a nice dynamic.
And then just health-wise, Liam, Taurus, Ukwu, are those guys good?
Good and ready to go.
Thanks.
Next question to Wayne F. for some questions for Cole.
Yes, touching back on some of the personnel changes, I was wondering for Cole, what do you kind of expect, you know, as far as working with Coach Shanahan in his new role, and also working with Coach Sinceri, you know, and adding him to the staff as well? What do you expect working with those guys as camp opens?
Yeah, obviously I have some familiarity with Coach Shanahan, and we always kind of bounce ideas off each other. But with the addition of Coach Sinceri, I think it's been really good. He's already taught us a lot, and when we've been meeting, but I can't wait to get on the field with him. Obviously in the summer, you can't be on the field with coaches with balls and stuff. So I'm excited for camp to get to learn from him. And, you know, obviously we have our base offense, but, you know, add to that and add little wrinkles. I think it'll be really good to hear from those coaches and see what they know.
You touched on earlier too, just the benefits of being back for this extra year. Were there any specific things for that short off season you did have that you wanted to work on? I saw you were, you know, back working with Malcolm Bell some more and getting some more work with him. So were any specific things you want to work on in that time that you did have before the fall?
Yeah, just kind of throwing from all different platforms. That's what I've been really working on. You know, obviously, you know, when you have a nice pocket where there's nobody rushing you, it's pretty easy to throw. But just throwing from all different angles. And I think it's something, Ben DiNucci, when he was here, he was really good at, is throwing off platform, throwing kind of different situations. So that's what I always try to work on in my training, and so that I can be ready for any situation that arises.
And one more for me from Mike, just maybe your comments on being selected as the preseason defensive player of the year. You switched to the outside last year, and with the loss of some people on the line, took a leadership role as well as change in positions. What does that honor mean to you, and how did you like the switch to the outside?
It means a lot. I've been working hard throughout my career and just trying to work to just be the best player I could possibly be. So it means a lot, and definitely winning it, playing a different position means a lot, and hopefully I can come back and win it again, playing defensive tackle, and just trying to go back to work. The work never stops. Trying to go out there, get the Buck Buchanan Defense Player of the Year, especially the championship. We're trying to come back and go all the way to Frisco and win this year, so it should be great.
All right, guys, thanks so much for taking time, and good luck with camp, and look forward to seeing you during the season.
Thanks.
Thanks.